All right, so one prerequisite of gaining momentum in your buying and selling eBay business is you need to buy decent stuff. And that's not what we're going to talk about today, but if you buy decent stuff and you list decent stuff often enough, you can gain momentum. And yesterday and today we're gaining momentum and it feels pretty good. But the downside of momentum, if you could call it a downside, it's a good problem to have, is you got more questions and you got more items to pack up and send out. Today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer here again, Tuesday edition, I think. Tuesday, is it Tuesday? Yesterday was a humdinger. Tuesday edition of The Crazy Picker Life. Got something on in the background there. Let me get that. Okay, so I've got two packed here. Banana Peeler did those. I don't know. We got another tote upstairs. It probably has 10 more, something like that. I've got 5 that Banana Peeler left for me, those being higher dollar or tougher to pack. And then I've got another stack of 5 there. So we're looking at a solid probably 20 plus. I also got that UPS pack, that enlarger, 2 boxes, 2 gangly, fun to pack boxes. Those will be going out today. And some people probably wonder how I get my school done. Well, yesterday wore me out. Had to focus. So I didn't count classes, but we have 5 students in our homeschool, ranging from 12th grade down to 2nd grade. Sam and Lizzie are 2nd and 3rd grade. They take the most time. I've got at least 5 or 6 classes with each of them. They're learning to read. They're learning basic mathematics skills. They're learning some other good things. Religion and U.S. government and history and all that kind of good stuff. The middle 2, pretty much I meet with them every day, but they go through and have checkpoints. They do good on their items. I have 4 or 5 classes with each of them. And then Kate, our oldest, it's a lot like she's in college. I check with her as needed, and typically once or so a day, and answer any questions or help her along. She's pretty good at acting like she's in college with her 12th grade work, and so that's not so bad. But it took the steam out of my train yesterday. I went to bed fairly early, and back at it today. Feels like a repeat of yesterday with all these orders. So like I said, the good news is back-to-back big days, $1,000 days, whatever you want to call them. Good for the pocketbook, good for momentum. We got to keep it going. Now if I can talk to Wheeler about that. He also had a tough day yesterday. I think today will be better. Let me get going on these orders. Okay, I like graphs. Some of these I'm going to show you here. I'm only going to show you a couple. I'm going to show you 3, I think. Some of these are more conclusive than others. This one, ooh, I'm losing it. This one is for my watch channel. We don't sell a lot of watches. We haven't been listing a lot of watches in the last year. But if you look towards the middle of that graph, July 2nd is about the middle. A few days before that, like the 26th or something like that, is when the promotions manager started hiccuping and not allowing sales, not allowing you to run sales until items had been listed for a while. So if you look at the sales before that I had, and in the middle, and then recently I started running 15% off again, which is typically what we do. We run 15% sale, then we take a break, then we run another one, then we take a break. There are a lot of factors that can interfere with the data, but I think this one's pretty conclusive that when I don't run 15% off consistently, on, off, on, off, on, off, I don't get nearly the traffic like the middle there. Now this next one's a little harder to decipher. This is my Northwest Kansas. I haven't listed a lot on Northwest Kansas for a while because I've been working on camera stuff. My focus has been on camera stuff. So these are sales, this is where I sell my test strips, the ones that I can't sell on Amazon, and this is where I sell general merchandise. Now if you look about the middle of this graph again, there's a big hit right there, and you can take about 3/4 of that hit off the table because that was test strips. Same with the one to the left of it. That one was mostly test strips, and the one right of it there, the middle and the one to the left and the one to the right, the tall ones, the one to the right's about half test strips too. But if you take those three either out of there or reduce them quite a bit, you can see again in the middle there, not much activity, and to the left pretty good activity, and to the right some activity. Obviously I would like more. I have high prices on my stuff there. I do reduce the prices. My Northwest Kansas general merchandise, I'll admit it, it's pretty beat. We went through the holidays and after New Year's when everybody's buying all things on special and all that, most of my good stuff on this channel has been depleted. Now it doesn't mean I don't have good stuff, it's just I still have it priced up. I'm going to continue to run sales there. And then finally I'll show this one, and I'll talk a little bit about some of my other channels for a few minutes. This one is our Canon guy. This is our camera sales, where we do most of our camera sales. And if you look, this one shows right after that big sale to the left, where that graph is way up there. That's a big lens sale, or possibly that might be our $2,700 sale. Right after that, boom, that was I believe that was a Sunday, and then Monday right after, it's when the promotion manager thing slumped off, and we actually had sales listed, and I had things running on sale, but there were 0 items in my sales, so I had boom, 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 4 days of crap, and then it accelerated a little bit, I think, into the weekend, and then had a couple days in there where they're just either there's very low sales or no sales of items. And then I think it's going to be 2 more days. 2 more days I'm going to run my first sale on camera items. I had to convert them all to 30-day listings, and then I think I'm at day 12 or whatever. So it's going to be a couple of days, and I'm going to run a 11% sale, and we'll see what happens. Now, this is where we have been listing most of our really good stuff, our good camera stuff. Wheeler has been focusing, and for the most part here, there's been consistent good sales. Now, if we weren't listing something, if we weren't listing much on this channel, I don't think we would get preference on the ranking algorithm, and we definitely wouldn't be selling as much. I mean, if you're listing 10 items a day, well, pretty soon you're not going to be selling more than 10 items a day. If you're listing 2 items a day, pretty soon you're not going to be selling too much. If you're listing 20, 25 items a day, good items, you can bet after a while you're going to sell 10, 15 items a day. So that's really what's happening, is our momentum is starting to kick in. And the last, to the right there, the last 5 days in general have been really solid, including today. What does that say? $800 in sales today already. And of course we have not quite half the day, but almost half the day left, because this is calculated with Pacific time. So we should have a pretty solid camera day today, and yesterday, and with all our other channels, pretty good. Okay, I'm about zoomed in here. That's the trouble with zooming in, isn't it? Ah, camera pro. That's the trouble with zooming in and flipping this thing around as a vlogging camera, is you don't always get the zoom function right. So I also have my general merchandise camera channel. I think we're at $2,400 of sales in the last 30 days, or however they calculate that, 28 days. That's pretty good. If I'm getting towards the $100 a day in sales on there, to me, since most of that is profit other than normal expenses like boxes and eBay fees and things like that, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now, I'm at a busy time with school starting and everything else going on. I need to maintain the listing. I'm also running out of things that are easily listable. I'm going to have to go more to big lots of items, like lots of camera bags and lots of filters and lots of rings for cameras and a bunch of things like that. And some of those are hit and some of those are miss. And so I'm going to keep at it, but it's a lot like shoveling the bottom of the coal bin. I got to keep shaking it around and shoveling, and I hope to keep finding nuggets. And then if I get done with those, I've got two things I can do. I can start listing better stuff, and of course Wheeler's not going to like that as much. I'm going to do some of that, and I'm going to start going through the shelves and getting rid of underperforming sellers. Oh, what else do I have? I have an Amazon channel that I don't know. Probably, it's funny because in January I did an experiment on Amazon where I bought some stuff and sold some stuff on Amazon. I bought from eBay and sold on Amazon. In January I did $11,000 sales on Amazon. But in general, my average month on Amazon lately, just with a few things I can list on there here and there, all the items I have listed on there with barcodes and things, and test strips, I'm probably selling somewhere between $500 and $1,500 a month. So steady, but you know, nothing super exciting. It's good profit margin. Most of the things I put on Amazon are good profit margins, so I'm willing to let them sit. There's no cost for me to let them sit on my shelf, no tangible cost, and Amazon just keeps hitting me with the $30 or whatever monthly fee. It's not that big a deal. All right, let's see what we've got for orders here going out today. Okay, got the orders here, 23, almost there. One of my goals is 1 per hour per day, so 23 is one short. I do have a UPS going out today, so I guess I could count that, and I could have 24. The other thing to note here, 4 international mail today, if you can read that. So that would be not quite 20% on this particular sheet. So I'm going to start paying attention to that so I can be more specific on my amount of international mail. Maybe I'm doing less than I think, more than I think, I don't know. Anyway, 2 good-sized totes going out. Well, one thing to note on the international orders today, if we did $1,000 in sales today, which I would say, depending on how you calculate it, where you put the enlarger and some of the other items, we're probably right at 1,000. The international sales, even though they were only 4 orders today, were probably 400, 450 of that. So, you know, 45% of the money and 20% of the orders, or 17% of the orders. Pretty good day internationally. Let's keep that stuff going. Off to go. Alright, well, I'm winding down my day. I was able to get Kate some things to photograph here. I don't know exactly what these are. Some kind of tripod plate. I'll have to look that up. Wheeler thought those would definitely list out for something. And then we've got all these Kodak color compensating gelatin filters. Color compensating filters. So all of these filters like this, I divided them into a couple groups. There were sealed ones that had not been opened, and there were ones that had been opened, and all of them have this message on them: do not accept if seal is broken. So if seal was broken, I figured that's bad. What I did is I sold the ones that were not opened that I can list individually for at least a couple bucks plus shipping. I think the low end I'll list here is probably $2.99 or $3.99 plus shipping, and then the high end of these particular group, I think they go up to maybe $13.99 or $14.99, maybe even $15.99. Not big money, but there's a bunch of them, and once you get rolling on these, I think I can knock them out pretty quick. There's also 2 of the same, 3 of the same, 4 of the same in several of them, and so it's not going to take me too long to list these out. The rest of them, I've got some more upstairs. I'll probably have 3 or 4 lots of just either opened and oddball ones, or there are some that were sealed that just don't sell for much. They're not in demand for whatever reason. I don't even know exactly what they're used for. There's some kind of filter. You know, back in the days of film, you couldn't really take things into, and by things I mean pictures or movies, you couldn't take them into software and change them very easily. In fact, you couldn't. You could do some changing of your picture or your film in post-production in the editing or the darkroom, but I believe these filters did something to the effect or shot in the beginning. So obviously film is much different than video and digital these days, but that's what we're doing here. This is the vintage old day stuff, and some people, and I'm glad that they can do that and enjoy it, some people slow their life down so much that they can sit there and take pictures and mess around with filters. Maybe someday when I'm retired, I will find some sort of hobby that's slow like that. I do like reading, and I actually do like sitting outside and just watching things happen. So as I get older, I do slow down a little bit. I got to be careful. I'm going to get the grandpa comment again. Hey, grandpa, somebody said. Oh my gosh. Oh, soon enough, I suppose. But to me, grandpa obviously means, oh my gosh, you're old and you're slowing down. Well, I ain't slowing down, but I am old. That's about it. That's about where we're at. Okay, we did hit $1,000 on the Canon camera channel, our main camera channel. 1,000 straight sales today. The day is not over. There's still some hours left. I have a feeling we'll get a few more orders. Order flow in general has been really good. I got another, and it's not even on sale. It's my Northwest Kansas common stuff. I'll probably bring it out tomorrow again, but I bought this box of oddball lenses and prisms and all that kind of stuff. I believe it's in here. These are just lenses and prisms and pieces of glass. It's pretty heavy. But I bought that last year sometime for 20 bucks, and it sold for 93 plus shipping, I believe, something like that. So it wasn't even on sale. I'm probably going to run another sale before my 30 days. My 30-day listings run out. I'll probably run another sale tomorrow and maybe run it to the rest of the 30-day thing before I reduce the prices again. This new strategy is taking some getting used to. And then I think Thursday or maybe Friday I'm going to run a huge camera sale. Watch out for the weekend. We're probably going to have big orders on Monday. Looking at the calendar here, it's not quite the end of the month, but we're getting there. Okay, well, I hope your momentum is going well. I hear that there are some momentum exercises going on out there. People are listing like mad. People are putting the metal pedal down and getting some momentum. It is nearing 30 days listing for us. I'll have to see what happens tomorrow and report on our numbers. I know yesterday was slow for numbers, and today hopefully will be better. I know Wheeler is struggling like I am. He doesn't have school, but he had basketball camp yesterday and today. It's been taking the wind out of him. He needs to get in better shape. I wish I could go to basketball camp. I used to like that when I was a kid. Let's see. Anyway, I hope we get better numbers. Our momentum is definitely paying some monetary dividends. I don't expect that to be fully realized here for a while yet, but we're almost at the 30-day mark, and you should, if you're listing heavy, by 30 days in, if your items are decent, you should see some serious sales, even in the middle of summer. And so we're having a pretty good July. Hope yours is getting going. The other thing to think about, many people sell a lot of stuff in the fall. If you want to sell your stuff in the fall, you better get it listed now, because people start buying gifts in September. The good items sell in September and October every year. Early bird gets a worm. Da-dee-da-dee. Pick well. List often. I gotta get out of here. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer production.